What can I say, man? Mm, mm, mm. That's about all I can say. I try to say something different, but it's all you really could say, man. Um, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the page. Thank you all for your love and support from the bottom of my heart. I really, truly mean that. Um, you guys are the greatest, straight up and down. The greatest. And I want to say to everybody out there, happy holidays. Um, hope your families are doing well. As once again, this is a situation that many people are talking about and they wanted me to respond to. I even got it in the Cash App question. And I'm just like, in due time. Because you kind of wait for something like this. Well, I do. I don't like to just run and jump out the gate. I said, let it play out a little bit. That way you can get a more clear, concise video. Now, Master P, like many of the younger people probably don't know who Master P is or heard about him or know him from Rap Snacks or some reality show. That's the No Limit Soldiers, the Colonel of the Tank. Now, speaking on the Colonel, let's speak on that for a minute so we can know exactly what we're talking about. Now, the Colonel of the Tank. Let's talk about that. The Colonel. He became successful in a very short period of time because he owned his end of the business. And his son, Romeo Miller, they became so inseparable at the time where kid rappers were the thing. That was the new gimmick, it was the new movement, and just kind of jumped out there. So when Romeo came into the picture, it was like Master P and Little Romeo. You would think, like, man, this guy is definitely, you know, uh, the next superstar, and everybody's like, oh, he's so adorable. Look at Little Romeo. So Little Romeo became the rap sensation and making records. I mean, when you think about it, it was only 3 years later, after the massive success of, No Limit Records, that Romeo was out here making records. So when his daddy blew up, Romeo was actually like about maybe 10 years old. So he was probably in like the third or fourth grade. He's bragging about his dad's success. So he was able to see the rise and brag on No Limit Records. And 3 years later, when he's like 13, he's putting out gold selling records. Then he started to get older, where he was no longer a kid anymore. So he's in a group now. They called him the Miller Boys. Things started to die down, slow down a little bit. So now he decides to go to college to get his degree, and then he wants to put an album out called The College Boy. He goes to USC, and he started to do his own thing. He was in movies, he was in films, just like Little Bow Wow. They even got to the point where they started dissing each other. You a mama's boy and I'm a son of a hustler. All of these things was going on at the time, which was another bad idea. So when he played basketball for USC, the popularity and all the people there, they started to get on board. Then looks like things was drying up. He started modeling. Then he was on Dancing with the Stars, but he had to withdraw because he had some type of injury to his calf or something. So he came back in season 12. It's like, man, I was supposed to be there. His father is known for the worst Dancing with the Stars performance I've ever seen in my life. He didn't do any of the moves that they assigned to him to learn. P just stood in one spot. He wasn't fit to go through all that. Oh, I love Mr. P, the Master P performance. Because I saw it and I said, what in the world is P doing? Now, let's look at what's happening here. Master P has 9 children. You don't hear about a lot of them, but he got 9. So when you have 9 children, it's hard to really focus on every last one of them because you're everywhere. And the Miller family is something else. And unfortunately for them, they lost a daughter, and he lost a sister that was very close to him. And both of them were there due to tried to run an intervention with the daughter, Tatiana, and had a substance abuse problem. She was fighting it. She didn't, take her own life. A lot of people say, "Oh, it was suicide." It was not a suicide. It was accidental. This fentanyl is out there, and people get their hands on it, and we've lost a lot of lives due to people's substance abuse issues. And it comes from different scenarios, different everything. It's just there, and then it appears out of nowhere sometimes. And it's like there it is. Comes out of thin air. Now, as for me, I didn't really watch the show, so I really didn't know anything about her particularly too much as out there. But all of his children has tried to do something. Like in the industry, they're all appearing to be a part of trying to move forward, or at least from one stanza, trying to be a light or a beacon of a light. You know, it's a difficult situation for the family, but you know, it is what it is. You know, you're dealing with a situation in which you got, I think it's Vino, Mercy, Symphonique, Tatiana, Romeo, Hersey, Young V, Auntie, Tally. That, that's about all the ones I know. But he got a lot of kids, and it's hard to be there for every single one. And it's obvious that Romeo is hurting from the loss of his sister, or he's a very good actor. And me, I don't want to ever put that on a human being. I don't want to ever say somebody's using their sister for their own personal gain. I don't want to be that guy ever. You know, that's not me. So I don't even want to wish that upon someone else. You know what I mean? You don't want to bring that aura into someone's presence. You don't. What for? Now, I don't understand why anyone would have these problems or want this type of drama on their front porch. I don't. You know, I want to bring this back up and do it on the matter of social media. Now, Master P claims that this was done deliberately on social media due to the fact and the nature of how he was speaking. Romeo put out a message in which he was pretty much going off about the role everything played out, you know, saying today was a boiling point. Once P went out and talked about Twitch, DJ Twitch um, lost his life by suicide, and he came out and spoke out about it. Now, that's when he hit a boiling point saying, I've seen a man avoid his own children's struggle with suicide and depression, but post another man who passed today that he doesn't even know. Y'all idols be lost. Better stop following the blind. Watch when it's revealed. So Romeo's talking as if he has this home run ball that's coming out about, you know, he was talking about his page. He was speaking on, not his page, but on his own page. He was saying today, you know, this was it. You know, you hit the fan. And that got everybody buzzing, like, what's going on with Romeo and Master P? And, you know, once again, Romeo's life is too short. Appreciate your loved ones. All these things. Mental illness is real. Shouts out to Post Malone, Dre London. coming together with me for the cause. God is good. You know, this was all that Master P was talking about. Talking about he loved his daughter and how much he missed her. He said he's going to play his part out here. But Romeo is just like, you haven't done anything. Meaning that he hadn't gotten help. Now, the thing is, he has gone above and beyond to make all of this a reality. All of this is a reality. Now, we're sitting back watching a lot of things unfold. And as we're watching things unfold, we're saying to ourselves, okay, there's some things that went on behind the scenes that Romeo know about that he hasn't released to the general public. But it seems to be Romeo, his whole movement kind of took another turn. Because after that, it started to get a little much more talking about finances. You know, it's like you're not there for any of your children. You know, his attitude started to turn a little bit. Now here's somebody with 2 million followers. You know, how did it get to this point? And he kept saying, manipulation is when they blame you for your reaction to their disrespect. When you see people who never ask themselves if the problem is them, you are actually seeing someone who's deeply afraid of life. Fearful people can only have things their way. So, once again, it seems like Romeo is struggling. It was calling out for his family's help, but his dad makes a play. His dad makes a play that maybe it's not about, you know, just his sister. That there might be other things at play. But the disrespectful tone that he was taking towards his father was not going to be tolerated. And the only reason Master P was on social media was because of him. And he said this. Listen to P.
Today a sad day because I got to get out of character and put this on the internet, which I don't want to do. But I try to call my son. People say, why you call? I did. He don't call back. It's been months. So my question is to Romeo. Like, if you've been in the business for long as you've been in, and you're a 30-something-year-old man, and if you've been around me, watching me hustle and do my thing, why you not where you want to be at? Because that means you're not listening. That means you want to do your own thing. You done brought your own circle of people, but you can't get mad at me because I really thought this was about, the only reason I entertained this on social media, I thought it was about the DJ Twitch post I put up, and I thought it was about my daughter's death. I thought you was grieving. Mental illness is real. But I want to tell all the people out there that just don't understand how bad my heart hurt. Romeo lost a sister, but I lost a daughter. And for any parent that's going through this, because I know that it brings people closer together or it tear them apart. But I come from nothing, y'all. And I could go back. I'm cool with it. I won't be angry at God. I won't be upset. I won't go get mad and be disrespectful to my parents and none of that stuff. I just say, Dad, thank you for putting me in this world. Now to get out and hustle and go do my thing. But that's the problem. When you take kids and you kind of like protect them from the real struggle and the pain, and you don't allow them to deal with their own consequences. And then when they grow older, you never gave me nothing. At 30-something, man, people could go back and look, you've been shining for a long time, son. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call me or come to the house and holler at me. The saddest thing about this is what the people want to see. They want to see destruction. So if you destroy me, what are you going to do for the rest of the family? Are you going to take care? You told me on the post that you put up, oh, you go take care of people in the community. That's what you're supposed to do when you come from that. You go help people. I'm just not helping ungrateful people. I'm not an ATM machine. People can't just say they love me when I give them something. I'm tired of that, y'all. And any other parents, you could be rich or poor at a smaller level. You might give your kid $10, but if that's all you got, I've always fell off, got back up, hustled, did my thing. I'm tired of all these blog sites and all this stuff, poking and having fun. Y'all can, but I'm about to go back to work and do what I got to do. I love my family. My door is always open for my son. To be honest, because we shouldn't have to go through this. And if I'm wrong, forgive me. I'm apologizing to you if I'm wrong. I'm still a work in progress. I come from nothing. Everybody go through trauma. I'm dealing with this right now, but I love going out into the community and helping people. That's the way I heal. Allow me to heal. I don't have to be sitting around moaning and crying and all. I can't get my daughter back. But I can get out there and keep a legacy going, keep a name going. So let's do this in love and let's do this in peace. Because this is what the system wants. Think about it. We stronger together. But you older now. So you got to lead by example for the rest of the kids. And we're going to get through this. I'm just telling y'all, keep y'all prayers. We need it. And God going to do what he got to do. You know, I'm not going to come on here no more. So bloggers and everything else is cool. Whatever you want to deal with Romeo. Whatever y'all think he's saying is true or whatever, that's cool too. I can live with it. I'm at peace now. I had to speak my piece.
Whoa. Now, P said it clear right there, right? P said it clear. But let's look at the undertones of what was happening behind a lot of those different things that was just mentioned. You know, it was supposed to be mostly about, like he said, I thought this was about your sister. Then the more you talk, it's about not being there for the family and money. That turned to money and fame. And then you keep claiming that you're broke. But this was supposed to be about your sister. And Romeo is claiming that you used all my money to pay your taxes. So that's what this video was really about. He talked about his mother being broken for years, but he was the concrete, the rose that grew from the concrete. What he calls the tree of trauma. He said, why do you want to be patted on the back so badly for doing good, when as God-fearing men and women, we are supposed to do that? Why do we feel the need to promote and hold a product on every interview just to validate your worth? Don't the people see that? How is the media one day your best friend and then the next liars? Then it switches again. Whether it's the past or the present, karma has never been known for a liar. So why complain when we signed up for a job that reads no privacy required? How are we in a household of God and can't even pray for the lost ones that's kin to me? How come it took my daughter being born to finally realize that we have blindly been feeding the enemy? How if I speak my truth, my family legacy will crumble? That's like telling a boxer he has no right to rumble. Imagine telling a butterfly she has no right to fly. Then the butterfly has died before she has even died. Why is being right to strangers so much more important than being vulnerable at home? Probably because that little boy is just in a body that's grown. Heal, kid, heal. It's my only way to really feel. Why is that I'm soaring and my siblings are not? Probably because our father didn't give them the same time on the clock. Chase the money or chase the family. You can't do both because now you are gambling. Why is that you can't take the same heat as our mother can? Mama weathered the dragging of media for years with no voice because she doesn't kneel to man. It's no challenge. The power of woman outweighs the power of man. Wow. He said that, not me. How is it okay to ridicule one in public for their mistakes but protect the others because of his role? My mother was broken for years publicly and still from the concrete she rose. If people really knew your truth, you'll be strong like Mama too. And although she might not be known for gold, no matter what her family put her through, her heart never turned blue. Regardless of the damage, just look deep, because behind every great king, there was a queen that carried on his curses that was never seen. I write this because although I didn't live the life that may have been painted in the scenes, I do understand, compared to most, that me and my father have lived the American dream. But what about the ones behind us that was never seen? Just look between the lines of day and night. No matter what you preach, that is how you save a life. I've tried and tried behind the walls that hide. But maybe social media is the only way to open up this giant's eyes. Romeo Miller. That's the poem he wrote and he put on his page. And what I'm hearing is someone whose career is not going in the direction that he thought it was going in. Um, Certain ideals and things that he didn't like, or business practices he didn't like. And he's using his sister, seems to be, as the gas. And to me, that's very unfair. It's a very, very unfair practice because this is a conversation that could be had behind closed doors. If there was something like lawfully wrong about what P did, you could have someone do a forensic account and go through your accounts and go through those notions. But to me, this is about, and what it looks like to me is it's the fallout from spoiling your children too soon. Giving them too much too early. You're giving them table food when they should be eating baby food. Now they feel anything you do, they're supposed to be a part of because you're promoting him since he was like the 12, 13 years old. It's Master P and Romeo, Master P and Romeo, Master P and Romeo. I mean, you bought him a mansion right next to your mansion. He lived right across the street in a mansion right next to yours. How is he supposed to feel or grow up or to do something on his own? And you're saying, "Oh, you should have been watching me hustle," so you ain't learned nothing. Well, sometimes they need to be taught. I don't think you taught him how to be a man independently. And now he's grown and grew up in the public's eyes, and everybody see this grown man, but we're seeing a grown man who's struggling to stand on his own. And when the hard times hit him, he don't know how to get back up because he never had to go through the hustle and the grind. So now, when the grind hit, this is how he acts. This is how he, throws himself out there. Now everything bothers you because he's not prepared for the world, the real world. Now it's about what you ain't doing for me, daddy. When we know he has lived a life growing up that was a lot different than many Americans. So it's going to be hard for the general public to feel for you in that instance of, as far as a loss, of course. But when you start talking business wise, there's a lot of artists who came up on their own bootstraps. And jumped ahead of them because of who your father was. You think you made the USC basketball team because you were better than everybody or many players on the team? You was on the USC basketball team because of who your father was. So now when that no longer works for you, we want to publicly humiliate him. That's what it looks like to me. Now, if you're saying the man stole money from you and that's why, and you're going public with that, but in your messages, it seems to be he's not doing something as a father. And all he owes you as a father is the opportunity, the chance to go out as a man and compete in this world. He took care of you as long as he could. If I have a kid, about 18, my son's going to be able to probably stand on his own anyway. Now, if he fail and he's out there doing it the right way, then you get help. But I'm not going to promote bad behavior. You out there doing crimes and daddy got to come bail you out and all that. Nah, you did the crime, you're going to have to do the time. And if any child of mine, there'll be no need for you to do crime because you'll have the tools to be successful more than me. You see, many people rush their children into their lives and in adulthood too quick. Let them be a kid for a while. Let them enjoy being a child. But also give them real education. And when they have dreams, try to support them. It's good to have that support. In the black community, we stymie a lot of our children's dreams. They tell you things they want to do. You like, man, sit down. You're going to get you a job. You're going to go to college. You're going to do this, and you're going to go to college, and that's that. Talking about you're going to be an astronaut. Boy, crazy as hell, boy. Better fly them stairs. Clean up that room. So we stymie a lot of our children's dreams by telling them things that they aren't possible. I've seen that happen. People had ideas or things that they really, truly were interested in, and they were ridiculed out of it because it wasn't cool or, their own family members thought it was stupid because they didn't understand it. So that's my take on it. We'll wait and see if anything more develops, but we hope they're able to mend this, behind the scenes, because they're family. No matter how they feel about one another right now, they're family. So ain't no getting around that. We'll do Cash App questions. I still got a few more. We'll do that at another time. It's your boy Carcino. God bless you and your family again, and I'm out. Subscribe.